Hi there, in this video I'm refitting the engine. I'm using a GoPro head cam just to see how that works out. So we're going to try using that and see if it adds a bit more of an interest for the shots and stuff. Anyway, enjoy.
Let's see what we can do here. So it's been a while since we had all this stuff out. Right, okay, so there's the top. It's starting to make some sense. Just double check that's a good knot. Don't want that coming undone, do we? Nah. It's a good one. Let's get this up here on the wooden bit. No, I love it really, boys and girls. It's pleasing when you get it done. Oh, hang on. All right, so that's going over the top as well, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So I've got to put the wood through that as well. Reef knot should be good. Okay. See if I can just lift it a bit. Yeah. Excellent. Just turn that a little bit more. So yeah, put some grease on the spline that goes into the back of the engine and that joins the sail drive to the engine. So this is Evinrude Johnson. This is blue grease. It's really designed for props and stuff, so it's very water resistant. There won't be any water in here, but anything that can help with the resistance of any moisture and at the same time lubrication, got to be good in it. Done. I don't remember this being this heavy. I was younger when I took the engine out. It's been that long. A quick swig of beer, I think, is obviously what's required. Yeah, that's much better. See how easy this is to lift. Now, is that enough? Maybe a little more. Hopefully the wood will slide.
Of course there is. Yeah.
Get it out. Cool. Now I've got to line up the spline up once we push this back. Now I've had a bit of luck before, but we'll see how this goes. We've got all the lifting gear there if we need it. But you can see that, I mean, that works well, doesn't it? So I just lifted it, slid it back. Oh, that's not far off, man. I think it's a case of manhandling it, really. Maybe taking a bit of weight off it. Just a bit. Oh, hello. Felt good. Went further back. Right, let's see what angle we've got. So sail drive almost needs to be lifted, and I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can. I could just wobble it. Technical term.
Yep. So
I think what we need to do is, I've got a little lever here, a little pry bar, which should have the effect of moving the top back a bit. So this gap here is narrow at the top and the bottom, so I'm putting some rope through. If I can just get the thing started, that will do what we need. Yeah, see? Ah, that might have done it, actually. Something happened. To be fair, I don't even know if that's central. I think the way it's designed is it pretty much has to be central to go in. So let's try and get the head down there and see. Oh yeah, okay, the engine needs to come up. Right, so this. So let's take off my piece of rope, which kind of worked, but it's not really quite what we want. More tea, Vicar. So I'll have to find another way around that. It's all right. We will get there. I think what I should do is raise the engine somehow and just trying to hold it up without too much effort. That would be good. Time for some thought. Right, well, good morning. I left that last night. It was getting kind of silly. So what we're going to do, I've got a plan. So I've got this big metal bar, and I'm going to lever up the back of the engine and put some wedges under. That was how it was. That will improve the angle, and then we'll see how that goes. So I need to just cut some wedges. Put one under that side, two under there. You'll see. Right, so basically what I did was I hooked up my lifting device again, and I pulled like crazy, like that, and then just boom, 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 all the weight off of the engine, and that was it. In she went. So now you can see the engine mounts are lined up here and here. Right, slightly off that one, but just pull it across slightly. And the casing is tight up. So now I can put all the bits and pieces back on the engine and fire this baby up. Woohoo! On this side, this is the start stop, so let's put that on. So this is like a manual stop. So my boat doesn't have a electrical stop. It probably should have, but it doesn't, and I'm kind of pleased about that. I like this mechanical stop. So this just cuts off fuel. I think that's what happens with that. So that goes through there, and this little thing goes on here. And then the cable goes through. Can you see that? That's the cut off. So we've just got to try and see where the cable goes through. Levers and pulleys, boys and girls. Yes. Can you use a head torch and a head cam? Well, we're about to find out. I'll tell you what. If you turn them on. I find when you can see things, it makes them so much easier to deal with there. Yeah, that's it. Come on. Really? Is this really the best design you could come up with, Volvo? Because this looks like a half-wit has designed this. So, you know, this is 1908 design feature. You know, perk the hole through and tighten it. Now, the whole thing about getting filming and sound right is really tricky, and one of the things I did here was decided to put the camera on a tripod, which improved the filming, but the sound went to pot. Okay, slightly different tack now. The camera is on the tripod, and I'm not on the tripod. So presumably that, when it's running, wants to be all the way that way, and then cut off is pull out like that. So I need to just go and check that the cut off is pushed in. Okay, so yeah, I've just checked the lever, and it is where it should be. Some long nose pliers, just to help that along a bit. Yeah, so that's cool. Right, I'll keep that tight there. Go on to this. Tighten it. The traction engine. That looks good. It's nice and straight. It goes through a nut, right through the middle of the nut, and you can't actually get a spanner on the nut. So if they'd made the nut a bit longer, that would work. I think I've managed to just get on the bottom of that. Yeah. Okay, so that's good news. Actually, we'll use the trusty adjusty on that, just to tighten it up. Not critical. Not a critical system. Check. Roger, over now. So you can see there is a bit of a kink in that cable, but I'm hoping that'll be okay. I'm going to go and operate it. You keep your eye on that. Let me know if it works. So that works nicely. The next little task is to fit this, which is the throttle. So let's just see. It looks like an 8mm again, is it? 8. That's an 8. Yeah, that's cool. 8 as well. Ratchet spanners. If you've never had them, I can highly recommend them. Such cool pieces of kit. There's no washer on that. I like washers. I do like a washer. Let's just take that out and see how this is put together. I wonder if it's just simply like that. Does it go just like that? Oh, it looks like it. Except I put it the wrong way up, of course. Let's pop that in there. And that does look right. Pop that in there. Oops. So this again is fairly simple. It should all be in the right position because I literally just took it off. There we go. Cool. So with all this stuff, you want to just make sure there's a direct line and no stresses on the cable. So just before we finally tighten that, I'll do that. And again, we'll do a function test. Really good access on this engine actually. This boat's great. It's a very well designed thing. Okay, just a function test then of the throttle. Okay, so your feed needs to just go on there like that. Goes round. That's cool, no problem. Let's get those tightened up. Right, can we get these two back on now? These two electrical connections. Should you put grease on electrical connections? I don't know. This has got some on. Okay, let's go 10 mil. 10 mil. Anyone? 10 mil. There it is. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay, that's done. Not too tight, Desmond. Remember, you don't want to snap everything off like you do, you gorilla fool. Okay, so these puppies on the back, 14 mil. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I can, so I'm hoping you can. So this is tightish, certainly good enough for a little engine run. We'll talk those up properly later. Okay, done. So the next thing, just want to make sure the engine is in the right position. Well, it's in there, isn't it? So let's bolt that up. These are the engine mounts. There. And again, what I'll do with these, I'll just do this for the now, and then we'll give these a proper time down once we've checked everything works. Going to paint those before we put them back, but the need to proceed outweighed vanity. Could do with some bigger washers on there, but that'll do for now. Some tweaking required. Good, that'll do. Right, so the engine's bolted in, the sail drive is connected to the engine, the knee bone is connected to the thigh bone. Well, I think you know what we're looking at here. So that's the back of the tank. God damn it. So I've poked that in there. And then the other end of this, I'm going to poke through there. You see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a hole there where this other pipe's going through, this one. I'm going to poke it through there. And that will be that. Get in there! Woohoo! Alright, here we are outside. Somewhere down in the depths will be that pipe. The deck is very, very crowded. It must come through down here somewhere. God, there's no room here. Oh, there it is. There we go. So I can stick a funnel in there. Persuasion, it works. Okay. So at this point I've fed the pipes from the engine cooling system that will go through the calorifier to heat the water in the calorifier. Obviously that's all part of the engine loop and I wanted to get that all set up as well. So now I'm just doing up the Jubilee clips on that and trying to make sure it's all watertight, and then we're going to go for an engine run. Okay, so now I'm going to try and get some water in. So what I'll do is I'll just disconnect one of these. So, power's on. I've got an ignition light. What an engine. Unbelievable. First time. To be fair, it will probably stop because there's no fuel put through, but I think it might sort itself out. Unbelievable. That thing is just brilliant. Okay, it's dying now, that's fuel starvation. That's just the fuel. Alright. Bit of manual. Come on, baby. Yeah, you can do it, sweetheart. Come on. You can do it. Pressure there now. Beauty. Oh yeah. What an engine. So I dry cranked it to start with. I dry cranked, so no fuel, just like a motoring start. Just to get the oil around the engine and also to try and suck some fuel through. That's what I was doing when it was just turning over. And then I pushed in the stop lever, and then I did 7 seconds of preheat and then hit it, and it started immediately. I mean, so this engine hasn't been started since, I don't know, November, was it? Before that, it hadn't been started since 2019, and I'd had all the bits and pieces apart, you know. I thought diesel's about 7 months old, I suppose. Testament to this little 2030. I'll inspect it all for leaks tomorrow. When I stupidly put Fairy Liquid around to get the pipe on, I shouldn't have done that because now it's all frothy inside. Would be, wouldn't it? But, you know, best laid plans of mice, men and all that. But anyway, it needs new fluid, so I'll give it a damn good flush out, run it, flush it out, run it, however many times I need to until it's just clear water. Then I'll empty the thing out, top it up with the antifreeze and the anti-corrosive stuff. I think it's only appropriate. Cheers, JJ. With a new hot water system, new fuel tank, new fuel valves, and now the engine back in and working. And interestingly, this engine on tickover always used to make a bleeping noise through the warning system. I never knew what it was because it doesn't really tell you. I think it was electrical, but I've cleaned everything up and put it all back together, and it didn't do it. So whatever was doing that is not doing that now. So anyway, cheers everybody. That's a sweet enthusiasm reignited. Cheers.